Anger is a natural human emotion, but when it comes to a chosen one, it's never just ordinary anger. The energy of a chosen one carries divine weight. It can shift atmospheres, stir people's spirits, and even cause ripple effects that no one else can explain. This is why chosen ones must guard their hearts and remain calm under pressure. When they lose control, it isn't just a personal outburst, it's a spiritual earthquake that can shake everything around them. If this message reaches you at the right time, it's not by accident. You were meant to hear it. Before we dive in, I kindly ask you to subscribe to this channel and join this community of divine wisdom seekers. And if you feel this came at the exact moment you needed it, type 1111 in the comment section for divine blessings, alignment, and spiritual covering. Now, let's dive into the 9 things that can happen if a chosen one gets mad, and why it can cause things to spiral out of control. 1. Their words turn into weapons. When a chosen one speaks in anger, their words carry a force that goes far beyond simple communication. Unlike ordinary people, the chosen one's voice is not just sound, it is spiritual authority given by God. When their emotions rise, that authority is amplified, and even if they do not intend harm, their words cut deep into the hearts of those who hear them. A single sentence, spoken in frustration, can crush someone's confidence, expose secrets they were trying to hide, or reveal truths they were not ready to face. Words that might sound normal in another person's mouth become sharp swords in the mouth of a chosen one, slicing through layers of pride, denial, and even deception. This is because chosen ones carry the mantle of truth, and truth spoken in anger has a way of hitting harder than lies spoken in calmness. For example, a chosen one may tell someone, "You're not really my friend," in a heated moment. To anyone else, this would sound like an insult or rash comment. But when the chosen one says it, the statement may not only reveal the reality of the relationship, but also plant seeds of conviction in the other person's spirit, making them realize the mask they've been wearing. It's not the chosen one's intention to always wound, but their honesty, when fueled by anger, becomes a fire that burns away falsehoods. This is why people often remember what a chosen one says for years after. The echo of their words lingers, replaying in minds like a prophecy, because their tongue carries power. Once it's spoken, it cannot be taken back, and it leaves a permanent mark on the soul. 2. Their energy shifts the room instantly. When a chosen one becomes angry, they don't need to shout, slam doors, or throw things for people to know that something has shifted. Their very energy carries weight, and when disturbed, it ripples through the atmosphere like an invisible storm. People sitting nearby may suddenly feel restless. Conversations grow awkward, and even the most confident individuals start stumbling over their words or avoiding eye contact. The chosen one's spirit is deeply connected to the unseen, and when it is agitated, the vibrations it sends out can be felt by everyone around them, whether they understand it or not. It is like a silent thunder rolling through the room, a pressure that settles on the chest and makes breathing feel heavier. Those who are spiritually sensitive pick it up immediately. They may even grow anxious or uneasy without knowing why, while others simply feel an undeniable heaviness in the air. The chosen one does not try to create this effect. It simply happens because their spirit is powerful, and their anger releases a surge of energy into the environment. Imagine electricity filling the air during a thunderstorm. That's how their presence feels when their emotions are stirred. Even animals may act strangely around them, sensing the shift in vibration. This is why many chosen ones try to master their emotions, because they know one moment of frustration can unsettle an entire household, workplace, or gathering. Their energy, whether calm or angry, sets the tone of the environment. And when it is disturbed, everyone feels the storm within them. 3. Hidden enemies reveal themselves. When a chosen one gets angry, something strange happens. People who secretly resented them or wished them harm begin to show their true colors. Anger, for a chosen one, acts like a fire that flushes snakes out of hiding. People who were smiling in their face suddenly slip up and let their true feelings leak out in careless words, passive-aggressive comments, or even bold attacks. Anger shakes the room, and those who were pretending can no longer wear their masks. This is one of the ways God uses the chosen one's emotions as a tool for revelation. What was hidden in the dark gets exposed in the light of conflict. For instance, someone who has been envious of the chosen one's success may suddenly mock them during a heated moment, revealing the jealousy they tried to cover up with fake support. A so-called friend who never truly wished them well might finally say, "I never liked you anyway," when tension rises. These confessions are not accidents, they are spiritual exposures. Anger from a chosen one presses on the hearts of others until their true intentions leak out. This can be painful because it often means losing relationships that looked stable. But it is also a blessing. It frees the chosen one from being surrounded by hidden enemies and gives them clarity about who is truly with them and who was against them all along. In this way, their anger becomes a purifier. It does not just destroy, it uncovers, it reveals. It forces the truth to stand naked in front of them. This is why chosen ones often say, "When I got angry, I finally saw people for who they were." 4. They can shatter relationships without intending to. Chosen ones carry an unusual sharpness when they speak truth in anger. Unlike most people who may soften their words or avoid confrontation, a chosen one's anger often compels them to expose reality as it is, without sugarcoating or compromise. When they are hurt or frustrated, they speak raw truth, truth that can pierce like an arrow through the heart of relationships. Friendships that were built on half-truths or pretense can crumble in a single conversation. Romantic relationships may collapse under the weight of one brutally honest confession. Even long-standing alliances can be dissolved by a few words that shatter illusions and bring buried issues to light. This is not because the chosen one seeks destruction, but because they cannot lie when their spirit is stirred. Anger removes the filters, and the words they speak in that state carry the weight of years of unspoken observations. They might say something in the heat of the moment that others never expected them to notice. Things about people's character, actions, or hidden motives. Once spoken, these truths cannot be taken back, and they forever alter the way others see themselves and the chosen one. The most devastating part is that the chosen one may not even realize how final their words sound. For them, it may just be venting frustration, but for the one on the receiving end, it feels like a judgment, a revelation, and a severing of ties all at once. This is why relationships with chosen ones can be intense, because their anger doesn't just pass like a storm, it can leave the landscape changed forever. 5. Their silence becomes dangerous. Not every chosen one expresses anger with shouting or outbursts. In fact, some of the most intense expressions of their rage come in silence. When a chosen one withdraws into silence during anger, that quietness becomes deafening. It carries a heavy spiritual weight that can make others deeply uncomfortable. Those around them may feel the tension without a word being spoken, as if an invisible storm is building in the atmosphere. Their silence is not emptiness, it is energy contained, restrained, and concentrated in a way that feels unbearable for those nearby. Silence from a chosen one is louder than shouting because it leaves people guessing, questioning, and feeling exposed. It creates an atmosphere where everyone wonders what is happening in the chosen one's spirit. This quiet can feel like judgment, like unspoken truth pressing against the walls waiting to burst forth. It can also create guilt in those who know they have wronged the chosen one, because the silence feels like a mirror reflecting their actions. This form of anger is dangerous because it allows energy to build within the chosen one, and when released, it can be even more destructive than words. Sometimes the silence itself is the punishment, because those who are used to their warmth, kindness, and conversation suddenly feel the cold withdrawal of their spirit. It unsettles people because they realize the chosen one is no longer giving them access to their energy. This kind of silence shakes people more than yelling ever could. It feels like a spiritual storm hanging in the air, waiting to strike. 6. They accidentally curse situations. When a chosen one is overwhelmed with anger, their thoughts alone can begin to shape reality in ways they do not even intend. This is because chosen ones carry a strong spiritual connection, and their energy manifests outcomes quickly. What they feel and think carries weight in the unseen realm. If, in their frustration, they wish someone harm, even for a brief moment, things in that person's life may begin to unravel. The chosen one doesn't have to speak it aloud. Their spirit communicates directly with the atmosphere, and doors of misfortune may open for those connected to their rage. This is why chosen ones must be careful in moments of anger. Their emotions are not ordinary, they are amplified by divine assignment. A casual thought like "I hope they suffer" can turn into real consequences. Sometimes days or weeks later they hear that the person who hurt them lost their job, fell into sickness, or experienced misfortune, and they realize it coincided with the moment they were enraged. This does not always bring them satisfaction. Instead, it often humbles and frightens them. It shows them how powerful their spirit is, and why God warns them to guard their hearts. The chosen one's energy is like fertile soil. Whatever seed of thought they plant, whether of love or anger, quickly takes root and grows. Their emotions are magnets that attract results, good or bad. This is why their anger is dangerous. It is not just an emotional reaction, it is a spiritual force that can alter the course of events in ways they never planned. 7. They attract spiritual battles. Anger, for a chosen one, is not just an emotional state, it is a doorway. When they lose their calm, it can attract unnecessary warfare, both in the physical and spiritual realm. Arguments may suddenly erupt around them. Conflicts they never looked for may find them, and strange attacks may come out of nowhere. It is almost as if the enemy waits for that one moment of weakness to launch an assault. Their anger becomes like a beacon that draws spiritual opposition because the enemy knows their power is greatest when they are at peace. This is why chosen ones often find themselves in chaos after outbursts. They may have an argument with a loved one, only to later face unexpected challenges like accidents, financial loss, or sudden sickness. The energy of anger lowers their spiritual guard, making them more vulnerable to attack. Darkness feeds off unrest, and anger provides the perfect entry point for spiritual disturbance. But even in this, there is a lesson. Chosen ones learn through experience that maintaining peace is not just about avoiding conflict with people. It is about protecting their spirit from unnecessary warfare. They realize that their emotions are spiritual weapons, and if they are careless, those weapons can be turned against them. This is why Scripture often emphasizes that anger gives the enemy a foothold. For the chosen one, that foothold can quickly become a battleground. Their anger, though justified, can invite storms they did not need to fight. 8. Their power becomes unstable. Chosen ones are born with spiritual authority. Their words can heal, inspire, comfort, and uplift. Their presence can calm storms, their prayers can open doors, and their love can bring restoration to broken hearts. But when anger takes over, this power becomes unstable, unpredictable, and even destructive. The same mouth that once blessed now wounds. The same presence that once comforted now terrifies. The same energy that once built others up can suddenly tear them down. This instability is dangerous, not only for those around them, but also for the chosen one themselves. They are called to be vessels of light, but in moments of rage, their light flickers and darkness seeps through. They may speak words they later regret, or release energy that harms instead of heals. Because their spirit is highly charged, even small bursts of anger can create massive effects, much like a lightning strike that destroys everything it touches. This is why chosen ones often feel drained and heavy after moments of rage. Their anger consumes their power in ways they cannot control, scattering it instead of channeling it. Instead of being a fountain of life, they feel like a storm that caused destruction. Yet in this, they learn the value of discipline. They realize their calling requires mastery over emotions because their power is too great to be wasted in chaos. Stability is key. Without it, their gift becomes a double-edged sword. 9. They shock people with their transformation. Chosen ones are often known for being patient, quiet, forgiving, and kind. They are the ones people feel safe around, the ones who give endless chances, who stay calm when others lose control. Because of this, people sometimes underestimate them. They assume the chosen one will always tolerate disrespect, betrayal, or mistreatment. But when the chosen one finally snaps, the transformation is shocking. It is like seeing a lion roar after mistaking it for a lamb. Everyone who thought they could walk over them is suddenly confronted with a side they never imagined existed. The shift is terrifying because it is not just human anger. It is divine authority rising up. The chosen one, usually soft-spoken, suddenly speaks with a power that silences the room. Their face changes, their eyes blaze, and their presence demands respect. Those who once laughed at them or dismissed them as weak are forced to acknowledge their strength. It shocks people into realizing the chosen one is not to be trifled with. This transformation commands instant respect and often fear. It changes how people view them forever. Once someone has seen the chosen one in their wrath, they understand that patience should never be mistaken for weakness. It is a reminder that kindness is a choice, not an obligation, and that behind the calm exterior lies a warrior spirit capable of shaking foundations. That revelation often prevents people from ever crossing them again because they now know the chosen one is not just gentle, they are powerful. A chosen one's anger is not ordinary, it's amplified, spiritual, and uncontrollable once unleashed. That's why chosen ones must master self-control and remain grounded in prayer, wisdom, and patience. Their power is too great to be wasted on temporary emotions. This is the Chosen Seer channel. If this message spoke to your spirit, don't forget to subscribe and stay connected. And if you know this word reached you at the perfect time, type 11. 11 in the comment section for divine blessings and alignment. Thank you for watching.